Blair podcast is brought to you by AB1 Studios. These episodes won't be televised or monetized, but comments may be criticized. Enter at your own risk. Language may not be suitable for anybody under the age of 18, but enter at your own risk. This is a vibe. Enjoy. Yo. What's up, blessed ones? You are now in the Blair, and this is the podcast, episode 1. Thank you all, my supporters, all those who have been praying for me, all those who've been following me. Shout out to you all. Thank you. It is a great day, a beautiful Tuesday morning. So I'm going to get right into it because as I explained in my YouTube video, I will be talking about certain things in particular, and it is now November 10th. So a week later, took a couple days, but we have a new president. It seems like Joe Biden, Kamala Harris VP, and I'm not going to say that I'm thrilled, but you know, it is what it is. I did vote, but I did not vote for Biden, nor did I vote for Trump. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So what I first want to address is that now, with the majority of the black vote going to Biden and Kamala, the next move would be, let's start putting more pressure on them. Okay, everybody was putting pressure on everybody to vote. We were getting pressured to, get Trump out of office. We was trying to get white supremacy out of here, out of the White House. And, now that we have the Democratic Party back in office, we got to continue to apply pressure. Now it's time to apply pressure on the Democratic Party. I'm not big on politics, so I'm just gonna leave it there until it's time for me to start going in 2024. Yes, I am planning or considering running for 2024, but first I have to do more work, which I encourage us all to do, because I'm going to tell you one thing, this is just the beginning. So please, for those of you who are big on politics, who believe the vote counts and matters, stay tuned, because it's going to be crazy. What I do share, for those of you who was following, things that I've been doing, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, those of you who have been listening to a podcast episode on my SoundCloud, those of you who've been listening to my music on Apple Music, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, I just want to say, I appreciate it. This podcast and the Blair is for you all. It's for us. Unfortunately, I haven't got anybody to, you know, put anything put anything in motion. Like I said, I'm still deciding. As you may heard the intro, this will not be a monetized podcast. I do have a monetized podcast, which is called Two Items for a Title, which you can also find on streaming platforms like Anchor and Spotify and Apple Music. I think this podcast I want to be, you know, effective. But this is my fan. This is my OnlyFans. My SoundCloud is my OnlyFans. So those of you who can, support me on SoundCloud, y'all are the ones who deserve this. So this is gonna be exclusively on SoundCloud. In the meantime, I'm still learning, still trying to get the production of my projects together. So I just wanted to share that. You know, it's been a tough year. Like I mentioned, I can't stress this enough. Kobe passing. It seems like this year really seems like it's taken forever. Because it seems like Kobe. He passed earlier this year. Rest in peace to Kobe, Gigi, and all the others who had passed. So my condolences will continue to go out to his family, his friends, and those ones close to them. And like I said, Fred the Godson, he died due to COVID. So again, my condolences to him. New York rapper, artist, really dope. You know what I mean? Just so many people, and we all have our conspiracy theories as far as COVID and all this. But I'm gonna be 100% honest. I have my skepticism as well, but the only thing that is relevant to this case, this matter of COVID, is people are dying. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a bit. I don't know exactly the whole info on COVID, regardless of how it got here, regardless of why it's here. All I know is that people are dying, and it's just it's crazy. But I'm a man of positivity, so I want to continue to spread positive energy. And with that said, I want to go get right into it. I said I was going to be doing a segment called Free Promo, and that is just pretty much my segment where I give a quick little shout out to a company because I support it, because I love it. So shout out to my mans Adam Henderson and the Financial Felons Incorporated, or Inc. I should say. It's a gentleman that I had the pleasure of meeting a couple weeks ago, and my boy Focus, who we go back in like high school and just being out the way, who also has a project out on SoundCloud called Lucy's. So please look up Focus, that's Phokis, and listen to his project Lucy's. You know, good rapper, great rapper, man, and Financial Felons, clothing company, clothing line, by good brother Adam Henderson. Man. We had a chance to chop it up. I went and got a shirt from him. Again, shout out to the Lakers. That's probably the only good thing that happened this year in 2020 was the Lakers winning the championship. So shout out to my man Focus. Go listen to his project Lucy's and Adam and Financial Felons clothing line. All right, Financial Felons. If y'all follow me, if y'all know me on social media, you will. You can. There's ways to get it, but I will go. You can look at his product at Financial Felons. FINCI. Okay, yeah. FINANCIAL. Felons FELONZ. That's Z. Financial Felons with a Z. I believe it's .com. Check out his product. It's real dope. But I do wanna also acknowledge everybody who has capitalized on COVID. Everyone who's been doing their thing. Doesn't matter what it is. So, excuse me, I'm sorry. Now, what's next? I will say this. There is this app called Stereo that I am currently using, which is also another way to do podcasts, but you're doing it with another person. It's a real fun app. Check that out. Stereo. It's exactly how you hear it, like radio stereo, but it's stereo app. You just talk to, you can talk to people up there. You don't really see their face. It's like a made emoji that you make, and then y'all talk up there, chat it up. You can upload. You can upload your chats where people can comment on it, and y'all can just have a good. It's a nice little new social media application, and that's good. Now, there is some news that I wanted to, address. This is actually just something recently, and that is pretty much Keke Palmer, where she had made comments in regards to, the EBT, food stamps and whatnot. So what I do wanna address is, again, with social media, people are so sensitive. It's like people cannot express themselves without somebody getting offended or feeling some type of way, and it's like that. It's really contradictory, because it's like you feel we all feel oppressed or offended because we be condemned for being who we are, whether we're gay, whether we're trans, whether we're black, whether we're Jewish. Like we try to fight for equality, yet there are still so much where people can't even make a comment on social media without feeling some type of way about it. And it's like, why is that? Okay. So I'm gonna go on Complex, right? Go Complex. And I'll read one point where I believe she put it on Twitter, but it was also on Instagram. She says, "Imagine if your EBT card could only work on healthy items." So prior prior to this, I believe she was she had said something regarding to Kamala Harris winning the election and all that, but you know people just kind of like chewed her up, and I'm gonna be honest. I agree. I think if if the EBT, if those who are on, EBT, who receive EBT, if healthy foods were inexpensive, we would have a less productive rate as far as of unhealthy people. Not saying a majority of the world or the country is you know not healthy, but I think just the fact that we're on when you get food stamps, because I've been someone who had also received food stamps at a time, and it can be expensive, and especially if you're trying to stress out for a month, and not to mention if you have children. Some people get more than others based on if they have children or not. But I agree. I think that I don't want to say that EBT should only work for healthy food, but I think that just the fact that healthy food are more expensive, this has to be a reason behind it, because it's like we have to pay to survive. We have to pay to live. We're paying for water at some places. I remember when we go to a fast food restaurant and water is free. And some places this probably is, but overall, you gotta like go to like the Whole Foods and farmers market and all that stuff to get eat healthy and to have all the healthy food. I mean, not everybody are farmers. But that's just my take on it. I want to be clear for those of you who are listening and are following that we have been we are so out of touch with the world sometimes, and I mean nature, is that we don't like I said it takes so much to maintain a certain lifestyle. So if you grew up you know eating McDonald's and fast food and everything, whether because that's all that your family could afford, or that was pretty much more convenient, then it's gonna take a little while. EBT cards, you're able to get food. It doesn't work for hot food. Like, you might be able to get some crab legs or something with that, but you have to you're actually buying food that you have to cook. And I think fresh fruits and vegetables, and yeah, you can buy canned fruits and canned vegetables and frozen fruit and vegetables, but to just from what I know, those aren't even the healthiest neither, because there's certain preservatives in that. But I just feel I just feel like man, this is, and because Kiki is a public figure, I really like her, but people was kind of like going in on her. I I can't really speak for anybody else, just for myself. I do feel like we have to find different, have to maybe make some changes when it comes to that even with government assistance. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing that I learned is that DNA it's not always just genetics. There's other things that factor in. But that's just pretty much my take on it. I agree with her, or I can imagine what that is. So keep your head up. What else, yo? Like there's a you know McDonald's I hear is supposed to be getting like a plant based burger or something. I was listening to that on the Breakfast Club, and they mentioned that McDonald's was getting like a starting 2021 the McPlant, and I'm just like, and first of all, me, I'm trying to eat right and do better with meat, like not trying to eat meat really, but not be vegan or something like that. But it's like I need someone to help me explain plant-based burgers and plant-based foods is like, cause if a burger is meat, like wouldn't a plant-based burger not be like not have meat, but there's something else. There's something else that's going on. Um, like these unnatural products that we have just to make things seem healthy. But yeah, the thing is supposed to be introduced in 2021. It's called the McPlant, and it's just supposed to be like a substitute. So they're trying to, I guess they're trying to help it up, because I'm gonna tell you something. With Chick-fil-A not being open on Sundays and still just be like probably the biggest franchise, it's just like, okay, these other places gotta step it up. But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it. Because I know some people who eat plant based burgers and stuff, and I didn't really get a chance to ask them. But I think that's something that we have to keep in mind as far as that. So those are like I said, those are like recent news. And again, I do apologize. Hopefully, like I said, this is on my SoundCloud. I am recording this in my home studio. In other words, my bedroom. So I just wanted to make sure that this is clear. I did a test run. So what else? I mean, there's other things going on. We got new music. Busta Rhymes. Rhymes came out with an album. His first album in some time, actually. I listened to it. Extinction Level Event, Wrath of God Part 2. Busta Rhymes fans, like I said, it was real good. I enjoyed it. This is it's been a minute. Like I had already explained this in the in the video as far as certain topics, but I'm glad to hear Busta Rhymes. The album's great. It has like maybe like 20 20 something songs maybe. And the only reason why I can respect that because for one, it was Busta, and then for two, hasn't released an album in a while. And it's kind of funny because Busta Rhymes, he's ready for verses. And there's a lot of people who believe that hey, it's gonna be trouble going with him against in the verses, and they're right. I think he was calling out Ti. Ti said no, it's a decline. There were some people. I think 50 Cent had mentioned something like back when they were saying maybe him and Jack could do one, but he said nah, he want to do one with Snoop or maybe Bust. I'm not sure, but Snoop did one with DMX, and I didn't catch that one. I didn't catch that one, but you know, I think, who would be good to go against Buster? Man, like for me that would be hard. Like I'm a Buster fan, however, I don't have, like for me, he's not. I don't listen to him enough to really decide who would be a good matchup. Everybody who I felt like was a good matchup with somebody was going against somebody else. Like Ross did 2 Chainz, and it's like I would rather see Ross and Jeezy or somebody, but that was pretty good. Then you had Snoop and DMX, which was one that I didn't really think about, and I said, man, I would rather have seen Snoop and Q, but I think DMX is another one who it's always good to hear from, because like I said, he hasn't released an album in a while as well. But I'm trying to think who would be good against Buster, and just off top, if I was just just think of somebody just off top, I would more than likely say Fat Joe. Fat Joe's another guy. When we think Fat Joe or even Buster, these are 2 guys who been doing it forever, hits all over, like through the generations, and people don't really give Joe the credit, and I don't think people really give Buster credit. Like when people hit Buster Rhymes, they say, oh yeah, he's one of the best, but he don't be in that conversations, with the J's, the Nas's, the Biggies and stuff for some reason. And I guess, and I don't know if it has anything to do with I'm not even gonna try to have no way to defend it. Like I don't know why, but I would just say Fat Joe. I think Fat Joe and Buster would be a good verse. Like I said, they have hits, records after hit records. When they come out, they do it. You know what I mean? I would love to hear another Fat Joe album, solo Fat Joe album. Him and Remy released one a couple years ago when Remy got out. But that would be pretty good. Shoot, even oh man, Lil Wayne, maybe Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne got some records also. Even though I feel like Lil Wayne is overrated, don't kill me for that saying that, but I think Lil Wayne and Buster might be good. Lil Wayne and Joe could be good because even though Buster been like he told Ti, hey, if you got the records, all you need is 20 records, and Wayne definitely got 20 records, and I think that would be an entertaining matchup and celebration, as you would say. But I don't know, maybe he might decline it. Kind of same thing with cause I know Usher. I believe Usher said he wanted. He wouldn't mind doing one. Chris Brown don't want to do one. Mario said he want to do one. So it's certain guys who I would love to see on the verses. Like being that Busta's ready for one, I'm like, okay, let's see who we can get Busta to do. Let's see if we can get Fat Joe and Busta. You know what I'm saying? I think I heard somebody mention Q-Tip. You know, and shoot, that would be pretty dope. You know, that one would be for the like the hip hop heads like from Rakim, LL era. Cause like I said, Q-Tip, when like those who know, but I don't know if a lot of the newer generation fans and nothing know who Q-Tip is. I mean, even for me, I know, like I said, he produces, he raps. He's with Tribe Called Quest, but he has some records. But I don't know if it would be, uh, maybe it would be a good match for Busta. Like I said, I would have to probably do some more homework on that. But yeah, I would like to see Busta go against somebody. You know, R.I.P. to King Von, Chicago rapper who just died like a couple days ago, and due to having some issue. I believe the police killed him, but there was an altercation that happened before that. But I'm not gonna get too deep into that. Um, but rest in peace to King Von. He like I said, he was another one of those guys coming up, doing his thing. You know, Pop Smoke. Another guy that was coming up, doing his thing, really dropping music, like good music. It's just it kind of bothers me sometimes how when with everything going on, it's like black on black crime, or when I hear about rappers and just black men, black women in general, getting killed, by their own or even by police, it does something to my spirit. Like one thing that I despise more than a murderer, killer, I should say, someone who deliberately kills another individual, is a thief. And Pop Smoke, I'ma share this. I had a dream. I had a dream once. Sorry, I got a headache. I had a dream where I was at home. It wasn't my current house, but I was at home. And some people came in, killed my family. Now the thing about it is there was like two versions of it. Like same version, killed my family. Now it was maybe a dream within a dream, because I just remember like people came in, killed my family, then I'm hiding or buried in some like some clothes, like some laundry clothes, like just finished doing laundry, heard the door open, then I just heard some gunshots, I was buried in some laundry, like buried, like trying to, okay, look, I see people coming in here. It was like probably like, I don't remember how many people. So as I'm buried in the laundry clothes, then and then another part of it, maybe that was what it was, where I was dreaming within the dream, because I was thinking that, okay, while I'm buried in laundry clothes, okay, I made it up into the attic. I got into the attic, climbed up the attic, pulled the string up from the attic, and dipped out in the from the roof of the attic. Got away, jumped off the roof, cause somebody saw me, but I jumped off, but then I got away. But going back into me being buried in the clothes after I didn't saw myself get away, somebody comes in the room. They saw me, cut the lights on. I'm just looking while I'm buried in the clothes. It's kind of like a pile of clothes on me. All you can kind of see is my hand. But boom, blast me. Then I'm dead. I wake up. I'm like, man, that was like, I don't like I have a lot of dreams. That was one of the most intense ones. Then later that day, this was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. This was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when I had this dream. Cause I remember, cause this was, man, this was trying to think. This had to been well anyway, my whole point was okay, so I go in, I wake up, go home, go to work. Me and my cousin and brother, we were on Instagram Messenger, just talking to each other. You know what I'm saying? Then he had said, "Hey, y'all know about Pop Smoke or whatever? Somebody broke into his house and killed him." I'm like, "What?" And from my understanding, it was dude. He had put his, he put his address. I guess his address or Airbnb address was up there. You know, like this was, and the crazy thing is, this is actually, yeah, this was like before COVID. But he told me that. I'm like, oh wow, I just had a dream about somebody coming into my house, killing me and stuff. Then when he told me the time, I think he told me like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That's just what my cousin was saying. And then I'm like, I'm at work. I'm like, whoa. I had paused for a second. Thought about the dream that I had that morning. Like I mentioned, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. About me. People coming to my house because my family and shoot me. Now the thing about the dream was my family. It wasn't my family that is my real family. It was just some people that was in there that was my family. But I'm like, man, that's crazy. And this was like probably like maybe the second or third instance of what I had a dream that was kind of similar to what I was feeling, because when Nipsey passed, rest in peace to Nipsey, I was thinking about him like that, like before I even heard about the news. This was like, again, I was at home, and like I said, I don't know what it was, but I was just thinking about Nipsey Hussle. I was like, oh, I wonder what Nipsey's doing right now. And then maybe like moments after that, I get on Twitter and I'm seeing people say, "Rest in peace to Nipsey." I'm like, wow. Now, those dreams, like when I have dreams or feelings, cause I have anxiety and have blood pressure, and then I think about stuff, and then when I hear about certain things happening that be the same thing that I have actually thought about, it kind of scares me a little bit. Okay. I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but I just want to let those of you who are listening, who are real spiritual individuals, to just pay attention to those dreams. Pay attention to the dreams. Dreams come true. You know, and the thing about one thing that I learned about the difference between dreams and nightmares. You know, nightmares you can't control. So I didn't even think I was having dreams. I might have been having nightmares, and I don't know if that was just a sign of God, giving me the giving me something, trying to show me something or tell me something. Because again, there's a trillion people in the world, but it's just the fact that I have certain dreams or certain thoughts about stuff, and then it happens, and then I'll share one more with you. You know, like I said, with COVID going on, and then even with me, you know, finding out I had high blood pressure back in late October. Then I went back in the hospital like in February. Then again like in April, and then again like I've been in hospital like 6 times, maybe like 4 or 6 times this year before seven. Oh, I think I might have been in hospital like 3 times beginning of the year. I think I might have went like twice in April or something, just because of my blood pressure and just because I was feeling like I was having hypertension. But what I was gonna say was that I was in the hospital, and, with COVID going on. This is around when COVID was going on. I was just I just started having like, man, okay, because for one thing, people don't realize that when you go to the hospital, your blood pressure elevates just naturally for whatever reason. So my no, I think that time when I went, it was like two something over two. It was a lot, because there's been times where I went in and it was like, heart attack level. So I just have, get traumatized sometimes. So that's why sometimes I just hate thinking about something. But anyway, I was in the hospital in one of the rooms, just like, man, I'm just thinking about my life. Like, man, get my. I don't wanna. I rather die in my sleep than die in the hospital. With COVID, and then certain things. You hear all these conspiracy theories about certain hospitals, like just kind of sending people off. I've been tested for COVID twice. Only one time, I think. Yeah, I think even at this point in time, this point in time, what I'm talking about, I don't think I've been. I don't think I went in for. I don't think I was tested for COVID yet, but I might have got. I think it might have been. But anyway, my point is, with COVID going on, and I really think that this was actually. This was when, like, this is like probably the same day Fred the Godson might have passed, because I was, when I went to the hospital, he was already, he already had passed. And I remember when I went in, I was like, rest in peace, Fred the Godson, because I found out that he passed while I was on my way to the hospital. But what I'm gonna say is that I was in the hospital thinking, like, I don't want to die in the hospital. I'd rather die in my sleep, because like every time I would go in the hospital, because I felt like I'm having hypertension, I start panicking even more. But then here's the thing. I was good, got out the hospital. I think maybe a day or two later, it might have been the next day. Find out one of my peoples, one of my close friends, their cousin died in his sleep. R.P. to Slick. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what happened. But 2020 just been a rough year. It's been a hard year. But I say that to say this, blessed ones. I say, try to find something where, like, I'm gonna be 100% honest, yo. Like, nothing's more important than your well being. Nothing's more important than your well being. Like, as I continue to try to do the same. I try to exercise and stay stay healthy, try to, at least keep my blood pressure down. You know, I know we all have to go. I know we all have to go to work out here. We all have to go to work out here. We all have things we have to do. But nothing more important than your well-being. No, none of us asked to be here, but we're here. We think we know what's going on with, the government. We think we know what's going on with COVID. We think we know what's going on, but we really don't. We don't know. We don't know. We think we know, but we don't know. Only God knows. But your body speaks to you. Your body tells you. You can listen to your body. I went to the hospital the other day because I had a main headache. They just gave me some pills, whatever. But like I said, that energy. When you have dreams and nightmares, that's a real thing. Pay attention to them. My brother, I was telling him about it, like I was telling him about these dreams I was having, and he was like, what are you gonna do about it? Because it's like certain things everything that like these dreams that I would be dreaming, they would happen, but it wouldn't happen to me. It would happen to like other people. I'm like, man, that's crazy. But yeah, take care of yourself. Like I don't care like if you got kids, if you got a job, whatever. Like do take care of that. Handle your responsibilities, but make sure you take care of yourself. Most importantly, you're no good to your kid if you are out here sick and fucked up. No good to your job if you out here sick and fucked up. Like things happen, but do your best. That's all I ask of everybody. Do your best to do what you gotta do. I'm doing my best as well to try to do that as well. I'm a father. Also, I'm in a situation right now, but just do your best to be be the best that you can be. As far as health wise, nothing more important than your health. And a lot of times people don't know is that our health, how we think and what we think affects our health, affects our body. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. You know, and that's not a cliche. That's not just a saying. It's true. Don't. And and the only reason why I wanted to share this with you is because I wanted to encourage y'all and uplift y'all is that depression is real, but I think the best way of getting out of it is really just not holding it in. If you gotta write it down, if you gotta pray, if you gotta talk to somebody you trust, love, do that. I don't want us out here, you know, leaving this earth before we need to. God calls us all home when He says ready, but we can also contribute to um, adding less time by not taking care of ourselves. So blessed ones, please just take care of yourselves. Um, I think that's all I'm gonna cover today. Um, I do wanna share something with you all, but this is also gonna be. I decided I'm gonna make this part of a segment. Is I'm gonna close out with a scripture, being that this is in the Blair and this is the podcast, and wherever you are listening to this, whatever time it is, I think this will also apply to your life. Psalms 32:1 says, "Blessed is the one whose transgressions are forgiven, whose sins are covered." Blessed is the one whose transgressions are forgiven, whose sins are covered. Transgressions are forgiven, sins are covered. So if you think about it, when you think of transgressions or transgression, what it means, it is just pretty much just law and rule. You know, an offense. So when you offend somebody, sometimes it hurts. But blessed you. God blessed you to forgive you for doing it. Because sometimes we don't realize how much we offend somebody. Because we're so caught up in our own way of things. But yeah, blessed is the one whose transgressions are forgiven, whose sins are covered. That's Psalm 32:1. I do want to thank you all for listening. Thank you all for your time. And even if you didn't listen to the whole thing, if you heard some of it and just heard this part, thank you. Because again, we're in this together. So once again, blessed ones, if y'all have any questions, if you have any requests, suggestions, please contact me on my social media account. My Instagram, Twitter is blessed1up, BLSD, the number 1UP. And then on Facebook, you can just check my Facebook page at AB1 Studios. I do want to thank you all for listening and for your time. Again, be positive, stay productive, and continue to prosper. Love and blessings.